Every night, a hand grabs my foot, and it's not anyone in my house. I used to love sleeping in complete darkness. It felt safe, like I could hide from the world and let my mind drift away. But ever since I moved into this room, darkness feels different. The first night was uneventful, just a few creaks from the old wooden floor and the hum of the wind outside. The house was old, but I didn't mind. I told myself it was just the house settling. But the second night, I woke up around 2:15 a.m. I wasn't sure why at first, until I felt something brushing against my ankle. I kicked my foot instinctively, thinking it was just a blanket slipping off, but then, I felt it again. This time, it grabbed me. It was a hand, cold, thin, human. I gasped and turned on the light, heart racing, only to find nothing there. I crouched down and looked under the bed, just shadows and dust. The next morning, I laughed it off, told myself it was probably just a weird dream. But deep down, I didn't believe that. On the third night, I stayed awake, lying perfectly still. The room was quiet except for the ticking of the clock. I kept staring at the gap between the bed and the floor, my body tense, and then it happened again. That same icy hand closed around my foot. This time, I didn't move right away. I slowly turned my head and looked across the room. My little sibling was fast asleep in their bed, their back turned toward me. So it wasn't them. I yanked my foot away, and as I did, I heard something drag along the wooden floor, slow, deliberate, like fingernails scratching as it moved back under the bed. From that night on, I couldn't sleep properly. I kept my feet tucked under the blanket, but the hand always found them, and the grip got stronger. I started waking up with faint bruises, purple marks circling my ankle like fingerprints. I told my parents about it, but they just said it was probably nightmares, or that I was sleepwalking. But I knew better. One night, I gathered all my courage and bent down to look under the bed the moment I felt the grip. My face was just inches away from the floor when I saw them, two pale, glowing eyes staring back at me. They blinked once. Slowly, I shot backward, hitting my head against the wall, scrambling for the lamp switch. When the light came on, there was nothing there. That was when I decided to record it. I set my phone up against the dresser, pointing it toward the side of the bed. I made sure just enough of my foot stuck out from under the blanket to tempt whatever was down there. At exactly 2 a.m., the lights flickered and went out. Even though I had replaced the bulb earlier that day, my phone's screen showed a dim glow as it kept recording. Then, I felt it. The hand gripped my ankle and yanked hard, dragging me halfway down the bed. My heart was pounding so hard it hurt, but I stayed still, hoping the camera would catch everything. And then I heard it, the breathing, deep, heavy, wet. It was right below me. A whisper followed. "Come down." I froze. It was the first time it had ever spoken. I turned on my flashlight in a panic, shining it under the bed, and that's when I saw it clearly for the first time. A figure was crouched there, its head tilted unnaturally to one side. Its skin was gray and stretched tight over its bones. Long black hair hung over its face, and its mouth was curled into a smile so wide it didn't look human. I screamed and kicked violently, managing to free my foot. The figure scuttled back into the shadows with an inhuman speed, but I could still hear its nails scratching against the floor as it moved. I grabbed my phone and bolted out of the room, slamming the door behind me. When I watched the recording the next morning, my blood ran cold. At the very end of the video, after I had already left, the figure crawled out from under the bed slowly, almost gracefully, its long arms pulling it forward. It stopped halfway, turned its head toward the camera, and crawled closer until its face filled the frame. Then the video cut off. We moved my bed out of that room the same day, but no one ever used it again. Sometimes at night, I still hear scratching sounds coming from behind that closed door, and when I pass by, I swear I hear whispering, calling me by name, asking me to come back. So now, I never let my feet hang off the bed, because I know something is waiting. If you're brave enough, turn off your lights tonight and look under your bed. Maybe you'll see it too. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment if you've ever felt something grab you in your sleep, and share this story with your friends to see if they're brave enough to watch until the end. And of course, subscribe to this channel so you never miss the next terrifying story.